Hey everybody, it is late at night and I am Norman. I love the Smiths Everest. What a brilliant watch. Absolutely amazing and such a solid build. So cool. However, the saga with this watch continues. Let me explain. So I've already told the story about how I purchased this watch and how horrible it is to try and buy watches off of time factors. With this particular watch, I woke up early, 5 something in the morning, which is really rough when you're up super late like I am every single night. So I rushed downstairs, pulled up the site, and I was frantically hitting refresh over and over again, waiting for the add to cart button to show up. And it did, and I added the watch, and I was filling out all of my address information, and when I clicked next, it said it was out of stock. So remember that even though you have a watch in your cart, you don't actually have that watch just yet. You have to actually complete the purchase before it really is yours. So I was very irritated after that and went on to eBay and found one for a reasonable price, and it was actually being sold by a viewer of this channel, which is super cool. And this watch is absolutely amazing. However, it has the old style clasp. So this is just a friction fit clasp. It doesn't have a fold over safety lock on here or a button release. It just closes like this. And it didn't even take 5 minutes before that thing popped open on my wrist, just from bending it too far. So that began the drama. Later on, I noticed that there was a smudge inside the crystal of this watch. So I sent it off to a watchmaker, and I had them tighten that clasp for me. And that seems to work. It doesn't pop open anymore or anything like that, but the problem is far from resolved. So even with it being more snug, I really wanted to get a better clasp for this watch. So I had actually purchased one before sending it off to the watchmaker, but they weren't able to put it on there because it is not compatible. Even though it looks like it would be close, the spring bar holes in the clasp were way too small and it actually didn't align like it should have. So later on I purchased another bracelet. I found it on Etsy. It was listed as being compatible with other Rolex models. So I was thinking to myself, alright, as long as that curve is okay, I mean this is a 36mm watch and the Rolex pieces that this bracelet was made for are larger, but I was hoping maybe it would be snug enough, there wouldn't be enough of a difference in the curve there. But there was one thing I didn't think about. So I paid $100 for the bracelet, and it has an awesome glide lock clasp on it where you don't even have to take the watch off of your wrist to adjust it. You can simply release the safety fold-over clasp, pop up the middle of the clasp, and then you can slide out the extension, pop it back down, and close that safety mechanism. That's really cool. So if you step out of a cool house into warmer weather and your watch starts getting kind of tight, you don't even have to take it off. You just undo that, pop it open, slide it a little bit looser, and you're good to go. So I was super excited when that bracelet finally arrived, and I was trying to put it on and it just wouldn't go on. I really hate swapping out bracelets on watches. What a nightmare, and I'm horrible at doing it. And so I tried for probably a half an hour and was starting to question whether it would actually fit or not. So I found a piece of wire and I put the bracelet up along there. There are drilled lugs on the Everest, so I put the wire through to see if everything lined up, and sure enough, the holes on the bracelet for the spring bars are about 1 millimeter or 2 further away from the case than the holes on the lugs themselves. So I had to send that one back. I've been hunting all over the internet, all over eBay, for an Everest bracelet, and so far I have not found one. Now I know what you're thinking, why not just go onto Time Factors and get an Everest bracelet? They sell them there, they're actually pretty affordable, I believe they're about $40 or so. The problem is they show as being sold out, and at the time of this recording, the shop is going to open in 2 days, and I really wanted to pick one up, but I'm not sure if they truly are sold out or if when it opens there will be some available. You never know with time factors. So I sent out an email about a week ago. Have not heard back at all. I really don't like working with time factors. It's just horrible. And I recently saw a YouTube video where another person, this was an older video, but they were having the same problems with this old style clasp, and they tried to bend it tighter themselves and just couldn't do it. I have no idea what the watchmaker I sent it to did to bend that in, but they did an excellent job. But this clasp is just garbage. So even when it's tighter, it's still garbage. So it doesn't really pop open at all, but last summer I went to the lake and I decided to jump into the lake. So I did a cannonball. The watch didn't even hit the water first, but some movement that I did popped it open in the lake. Fortunately, it stayed on my wrist and I kind of swam back to shore with my wrist up in the air so it doesn't fall off. And that really sucks. And as time has gone on, I've kind of gotten a little bit more and more irritated about this whole clasp thing. I mean, I am no business person, so, I'm just being an armchair quarterback or whatever. But if I put my name on a watch and it has a clasp this bad, I don't care if the watch is out of warranty. I don't care if it was purchased second hand or whatever. If someone has one of these clasps and they send their watch in to me, they're getting a new bracelet with the updated clasp on it for free, because this is garbage. My name would be on garbage. It's an unusable clasp. It's completely unusable, even after being adjusted by a watchmaker. And there really isn't anything that you can replace it with that I've found, besides having to deal with time factors and racing other people to try and get your hands on another bracelet. It's just... if this watch wasn't so cool, it would be gone long ago. But it's awesome. And it's getting to the point where I'm almost tempted to just buy a whole new watch. Of course, I'd have to find one on eBay because, yeah. So, I'll give you an update when I actually do end up with an updated clasp or a new bracelet, or if I find something compatible. And I'll make sure to hang on to that link so I can share it with you all. Thanks for watching.